Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Life with MaryAnn and Joe as we continue our Christmas 2021 series. Today I'm going to be finishing up in the dining room with a couple of odds and ends. And here we're doing our mirror and we're continuing with our Victorian inspired look. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put garland up along the top of that mirror, and I use floral wire, and I also use the garland sprigs itself to kind of grasp onto the mirror so that it's nice and sturdy up there. Even though I'm not going to be adding very heavy things because I don't want it pulling on the garland and me having to adjust it the entire season. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add these long cascading picks in order to give it more of a mystical kind of a look. I feel like that just added some mystery for some reason into that particular mirror right there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding some mini lights, and I used 100 soft white mini lights in there. I divided it in 50 on one side, 50 on the other, so that it doesn't all group up into one place, because that happens sometimes if you just start from the end and you start moving forward. So always split it in half and start in the middle and work your way to each end. Now I'm going to be adding in those mini little cherubs that MaryAnn found online a few years back that I had used for that tree that I made for someone. And here they don't get lost as much because they're not on the tree, they're just on this garland, but they're really, really tiny. And I did add in 2 additional cherubs that I had right at the juncture of the pick that I added and the garland. Next thing in is I'm going to be adding in some of these ficus leaves and other leaves that I've Mod Podged with glitter just to give them some of an icy glow. And I like to use these all the time because they add texture to the piece. It adds a lot of interest and a lot of density to that skinny Walmart garland that I'm using up here on the mirror. Next, I'm adding in on the sidebar itself this beautiful Holy Family that MaryAnn and I purchased a few years back at the Fortune Off outdoor store. And I'm sure she'll tell you that story if you haven't heard it before. But we saw it, we fell in love with it, but we didn't buy it. And we rushed back and it was there. So we bought it. It's a substantially large piece. It's all outfitted in this gold lame and creamy colors. And once again, it goes perfect in this Victorian inspired room. And it takes a prominent place here on the sidebar. All right, so we're just taking another look at it from a little bit from the distance. And if you noticed, I also added a couple of stars in there to coordinate. Now up here, as you can see, I added in some picks, some of the blush picks and some gold poinsettias, and of course those gold leaves and the Mod Podged ficus leaves and other leaves. So you can see it adds a lot of density to that otherwise skimpy little garland that was up there. And then the cherubs just give it a out of this world kind of a look. And here we are looking at it from a little bit of a distance in the dining room, and you can see the chandelier in the mirror. It's not in the mirror, it's behind the mirror. So again, taking a little bit of a look. Now I'm going to do a quick little thing for the dining room table because hopefully we're going to be having people here this year, and I have to be able to remove what I put on the dining room table quickly. So the first thing I did was I put down this gold runner because remember we have gold in this room. Next I took a board and I'm going to use that board as my attachment for what I'm going to be using. And as you can see, I used nails in the board, and I'm next going to attach garland to those nails so that I will be able to pick up that board right off the table. And I'm going to be putting in these poinsettia in there. So I started distributing them throughout the garland, And slowly but surely, I just keep adding more and more and more poinsettia. And as you can see right now, I've also added the same ribbon that I have on the tree, as well as a cherub right in the center of the entire arrangement. Now, what's great about this is I can just pick this up, it's on a board, and I can put it somewhere else if we have to, use the table and set the table. When we have guests, we do eat at the dining room table. Here is another beautiful Santa that MaryAnn bought for me for my birthday one year, and it is in this blush pink color, and he's absolutely beautiful as well. Here's a look at the table and the room. Okay, everybody, so I hope you enjoyed this little video today, and I hope everybody's doing well, and please join me as I'm going to be moving into another room soon. So take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.